It's impossible not to envy the skill of the pilot in one of these. To fly such a powerful and responsive machine, the pilot has to process rapidly changing information at high speeds. To do this effectively, most high-speed aircraft incorporate a head-up display. Projected onto the front screen of the cockpit is all the information the pilot needs to keep the plane in the sky. What on earth could possibly approach the demands of this sort of high-speed transport? A Formula One car has more in common with a fighter aircraft than you might imagine. Sitting at the wheel, a driver experiences the same type of stress on the body and the mind. Visual information rushes in at enormous speed, and the driver has to anticipate events far down the track. His attention is focused, to say the least. There's very little time for consideration if something happens on the road ahead. But what makes driving one of these even harder is that hundreds of times during a race, a driver actually has to take his eyes off the road and look down. Even a sophisticated car like this has a dashboard. And just like the one in the family car, it tells the driver how the car is running mechanically. Information here dictates how the race must be run. Even the bravest drivers are slowed by falling oil pressure. And it's better to finish the race last than to have the engine blow up through inattention to the gauges. So the driver has to regularly look down to see how things are going. A head-up display would be a perfect addition, but where would it go? The front screen is tiny, almost non-existent. It's designed to act as an air deflector, not nearly enough room there to project a head-up display. So Frazer-Nash, an English company and a sponsor of Team Lotus, has developed a system to project information into the driver's line of sight. There's a light-emitting diode at the base of this cylinder that's linked to the electronics of the engine system. And information from there is projected through here into the driver's field of vision. There'd be no point developing a projection system this close to the driver's face if he had to refocus to see it. Readjusting focus from the track to here and back again takes at least 1 second. And every second is 100 metres of high-speed travel. 100 metres where the driver isn't looking where he's going. This head-up display has been developed in such a way that the image is in focus and appears to be fixed some distance in front of the car. It's a small display which, once drivers get used to, doesn't intrude into their field of vision. Lotus is testing the device with simple information like engine revs at first, and the initial impressions of drivers are encouraging.
Winch to launch. We have Lindsay ready on the yellow line. All checks complete. Take up slack, please.
Winch ready.
But motor racing is not the only sport to benefit from this head-up system. Frazer-Nash is also testing a version for hang glider pilots. They too suffer from a lack of somewhere to put information. Most hang gliders have some sort of variometer attached to one of the uprights. This gives the pilot basic flight information: rate of climb, airspeed, altitude. Of course, they're not going as fast as a Formula One car, unless something's gone horribly wrong. But there are times during competition when the sky can get pretty crowded, and times when bad weather commands all the pilot's attention. So, like Formula One drivers, they can't always look down at the instruments. So the head-up display system would certainly give a pilot more time to look at the view. At the moment, the Frazer-Nash unit is linked with rate of climb or descent information only, but in the future it will handle navigational information too. But But it's in Formula One that we'll see it first. Lotus expects the head-up display to be a regular part of the team once it passes the Formula One Association's safety tests. And once it's connected to the engine management systems, there's no limit to what it could show. But ultimately, it will be up to the drivers to decide how much they want to know. After all, the purpose of a head-up display is to simplify the instrumentation, not clutter the driver's concentration with a lot of interesting, yet perhaps spurious information. So, whether it's in high-speed aircraft, hang gliding or Formula One, technology moves fast when it gives a pilot the edge over competition.